let me talk to y'all while I am waiting for my ride to pull up. Cause I'm about to go get my medicine so that my eye can get better and I can get back to work. Okay, it's ready. I just got the. Oh man, did I just mess this up? Oh my god, I just messed up my bad, y'all. I'm trying to see how much cash I got. So y'all, let me try to talk as fast as I can. So, yeah, my bad. I had to take a couple of deep breaths because it's like these last couple of days have been like incredibly stressful. Like, for real. Like, the devil really just been trying. If y'all see me steady looking at my phone, it's because I'm tracking an Uber so I can go pick up my medication. Cause the store is literally about to close in like 28 minutes. And I just got the email that my medication is now ready. But y'all, I ended up going to work Sunday, right? I tried to notify them that my eye was red, but no one answered the phone, and honestly, I was like, let me just put on my shades, which y'all saw me have on. Probably be good, you feel me? So I get up, get ready for work, get to work, and you know, compared to where I work at to where I live at, the lights in my house really don't bother me like that. And you know, like, if it really come down to it, I can keep the lights off in my crib. But at work, the lights are like so much brighter, and I guess they're more irritating to me because they're like on and then I have no control of turning them off. So when I got to work Sunday, my eyes were like very sensitive to like even the shades were not helping. So they were very sensitive to light. They were actually like painful, and like my eyesight was like blurry. So you know, I'm calling my job, I'm letting my job know. So I'm speaking to somebody. Well, I spoke to one person at 7:40, and mind you, I work at 7 o'clock. So I called them at 7:40 because I'm like, you know what, I can't work today. Like, they're gonna have to find somebody to come sit right here for the rest of the day, like, because I can't do it. So I called him. So the supervisor that I spoke to, I guess his shift was about to end at 8 o'clock. So I told him what was going on. He was like, to be honest, I don't think that we're gonna get somebody to cover your shift because everyone is gone. And but I'ma try and I'ma pass it along to the next person and they can try. And I'm like, okay, cool. So mind you, that was at 7:40 when I called. I called again maybe around 9:20 because I hadn't heard anything. So I called around 9:20, was able to speak to the I guess, like, morning supervisor that was on site. And he was just like, yeah, I'm sitting post right now. I can't leave and just come there. Like, I'm trying to find someone to cover for you. Whoa. So, as I'm going through the day, nothing is really helping. Like, people is needing my assistance with stuff. I'm having to look at the computer. I can't look at the computer because my vision is like so messed up and so crazy. It's so blurry. Eye is so painful. Still sensitive to light. And I actually like work in a condominium building. So one of the residents, they saw me with the shades on. So they was like, so what's up with the shades? And I'm just like, oh, my eye is red. They was like, oh, really? Let me see. So she came behind the desk. She looked at my eye, and she was like, yeah, you need to go to the emergency room. And don't wait until tomorrow. So with that on my mind, Bro, what the freak is going on? Why is it taking them so long to give me a freaking ride? Like, so y'all, with that going on in my head, I'm like, you know what? Then they got the nerve to talk about this person is 7 minutes away. Like, I guess we're gonna have to roll with this. They said I'm gonna make it to the store at like 8:50, and them people better still take me. So y'all, my bad. It's just a lot going on at the moment. These last 5 days have been crazy. So around 10 o'clock, I end up calling my job again. And I'm like, you know what? I need to go to the emergency room. So I call them, and they're just like, well, I don't know what to tell you. We can't find anyone. No one is answering their phones. Woo woo. So I'm like, well, what happens if I just leave? And they was like, oh, if you do that, that'll be considered abandoned post. And I'm like, okay, what's the consequences of that? Like, and they was like, well, the consequences for that would be suspension or more. And I'm like, what? Like, you guys are fully aware that I'm having a medical problem right now. You guys are telling me that if I go to the emergency room to take care of my medical problem, that y'all are going to suspend me? What? That's stupid. So anyway, I end up sitting right there, finishing him out my shift. I did go to the ED. They scheduled me to see a doctor. They told me that I would see an eye doctor. Right? So time passed. The doctor finally comes to me. He's like, yeah, what's going on? I was just like, I have redness in my eye. I was having pain earlier. My eye was very sensitive to light earlier. And he was like, okay, you mind if I take a look? Can you take the shades off? So I took the shades off. He looked in this eye. Then he looked in this one. Then he had me follow his finger. And he was just like, yeah, you have conjunctivitis. If you look this up, that's the medical term for pink eye. If you look it up, it's the medical term for pink eye. So I'm like, okay, like luckily, so I get out of there and I call off because, you know, I was still irritated with my job and I'm finding nowhere for me to go. And I'm like, oh crap, I got the pink eye. And then I thought about it like, oh crap, they didn't tell me if I had to take off work or not. So, you know, I'm just I tried to find a doctor to ask him, but he had already left. And I tried to ask the nurse, but she had already left. So I'm like, you know what? No sweat. I'm going to just call them tomorrow. And you feel me? Try to see when can I return to work. So I called Monday at around probably like 11 in the morning. I speak to a nurse. And she's just like, oh, you have the pink eye. What does the pink eye have to do with you going to work? Da 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 da. And I'm like, isn't it contagious? And she was like, so? She basically was just like, so? You still need to go to work. If you don't have a doctor's note excusing you from work, then you need to go to work. So I end up calling my job because I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm contagious and y'all possibly putting me in a predicament to infect other people. Like, come on now, that doesn't make any sense. So I call my job, explain the situation to my job, and they're just like, if you don't have a doctor's note, you're gonna have to report to work. Do you have a doctor's note? I was like, no. And they was like, well, you need to report to your shift. So I'm like, okay. So I go to work and end up telling one of my coworkers what was happening. She was like, yeah, that's done, but they're making you come in. Like, you shouldn't be here. So, yeah, they're just like, you shouldn't be here. Then, one of my other coworkers, he ended up coming to the desk to relieve me from my lunch, and I ended up telling him because I didn't know if he knew or not. Because I did tell one of his coworkers, well, another coworker. You feel me? I told two coworkers, so I thought maybe somebody would have told him. So I ended up telling him just to take precautions, because I literally, it's like at my work desk wearing gloves, the whole nine, all of that. So, you know, he ends up saying like, oh, I think they're about to send you home because a few people are complaining. So long story short, he ends up coming to the desk being like, yeah, you're going to have to leave early because you're contagious. And I'm like, look, I understand it. My company made me come in today, and I told them that I was contagious. And they was like, yeah, someone is going to hit up your company. Woo-woo. So I leave. I call my company to let them know. Like, they told me to go home early. Woo-woo. The guy called me, asking a couple of questions. Woo-woo. Y'all, I'm trying to hurry up because my ride is approaching. Yeah, and this store is about to close in like 17 minutes. So anyway, they end up basically saying I can't go to work Wednesday. But the like president of the company called, and he was like, oh, are you feeling better? And I'm like, I'm still having the same symptoms. But I have a doctor's appointment scheduled, and I'll get a doctor's note. And he was like, oh, no need to get a doctor's note. And I'm just like, huh? And he was like, well, just update us. Woo-woo. So I had a doctor's appointment today. Today is Thursday, August 10th. It was scheduled for 2:15. Something ended up happening. It was originally supposed to be a phone call appointment. They scheduled me for an in-person appointment. So I'm waiting for them to call me, Didn't get the call. So I'm calling them around 4 o'clock. This is like my third time calling them to let them know I didn't get the call. And they're just like, oh yeah, it was a mistake. But the doctor can see you before 5 o'clock. Okay, cool. Speak with the doctor. Oh crap. I speak to the doctor, and I tell the doctor what's going on. She was like, oh, have you taken any medication? I'm like, I was prescribed some ointment, but I can't take it. She prescribed me some eye drops, and that is what I'm about to go get right now. So I will tune back in with y'all when I return, because they are outside. And yeah, this store is about to close. So I made it to Walgreens. I feel so bad because I just had to take an Uber to get here, and y'all know I got the pink
wanted to tell her, like, oh, you might want to disinfect your car because I got the pink eye. But then she probably would look at me weird. I'm trying to walk super fast back here. Oh, I need some more trash there. Oh, I shouldn't have came up here. I'm going to get some more papers. Okay, y'all. So I had to tell y'all this real quick. So tell me when I get to the pharmacist, right? And I guess they couldn't find my medication. I done came over here in the snack aisle, y'all, because they done stressed me out for real. So I guess they was like, oh, we can't find your prescription or whatever the case may be. And mind you, I just talked to the lady on the phone, but y'all, I got it. Like, I got it. And now I am looking for some snacks because y'all done stressed me out. I have been stressed out today. Snacks. I already got some at home. Like, they don't got nothing up in here. They got some hot bugs. We're gonna rock with them. Let me get up out of here and go home. But, y'all, thank y'all so much. I'm trying to think. Should I get some paper towels? I got some, though. Oh, y'all, I need water. Nah, I don't got no, whatchamacallit. I don't got no card. Hold on, y'all, my phone. Y'all, thank y'all so much for watching this YouTube video. I am at home now. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Add me on Snapchat, y'all, okay? Make sure you go stream my music. Y'all, my bad, I'm a little high. I just walked, and I ain't walked far either. This is crazy.